As the frigid, cold winter weather continues, we're hearing from residents who say their energy bills are skyrocketing.
And while there are many factors leading to those higher bills, like supply costs, which BGE doesn't control, Fox 45's Jessica Babb is pressing BGE on the costs they can control.
In the wake of high winter bills,
being fearful, can I afford groceries this month? Or do I pay this BGE bill and go to food pantries, to be quite honest?
What's driving up the cost is up for debate in Annapolis.
The supply is the major cost driver right now.
I would disagree with that.
It's the energy delivery cost, that third part, transmission and distribution, that's been increasing disproportionately of late.
And while your bill will cost more from higher usage during the colder months,
it takes far more energy to heat an inside space than it takes to cool an inside space.
It's also going up with increasing supply costs and BGE's distribution rates driving it up. Breaking down your bill on the electric side, while supply makes up a big part of the cost, on the gas side, based on numbers from BGE, you're paying more in delivery than you do in supply.
How can they charge me more for delivery than what I used?
So the price of natural gas has nothing to do with the distribution rate that you see, and that's the cost to maintain and upgrade the pipes that bring the gas to our customers.
Sitting down with Nick Alexopoulos, the spokesperson for Baltimore Gas and Electric.
We have an obligation to serve our gas customers and our electric customers safely and reliably. And our gas system is the oldest in the country, and we are working diligently to upgrade it and modernize it so that our customers are not served by brittle, crumbling pipes that are at a higher risk of leaking or breaking.
But I think, people also hear, like the multi-year rate plan when only half of that money was approved by the Public Service Commission, and the PSC had some concerns that not all of BGE spending was prudent. And then we have even the director of the Maryland Energy Administration in one of the legislative hearings that recently happened in Annapolis saying, while also acknowledging PJM challenges, saying that energy delivery costs have been increasing disproportionately, largely driven by questionable utility capital investments. So how do you respond to that?
Well, that is an opinion. Our dedicated engineers, line workers, and gas workers are out there every day maintaining our system and upgrading it for our customers. And our work is reviewed and approved by regulators.
And while some, like David Lapp with the Office of the People's Counsel, are critical of BGE's infrastructure spending.
Utilities have this incentive to spend faster, spend more, and we're not saying, our position is not that they should stop spending anything or doing any infrastructure work. Of course we need infrastructure work, but we should only do what's necessary.
Can BGE defer any of these projects for later? Or are all of them as critical as you say they are?
All of the work we do is necessary. All of the work we do is necessary.
But necessary and critical are different. Necessary, yes, meaning it needs to happen, versus critical, meaning it needs to happen now.
All of the work we're doing is necessary and critical, especially the work to remove the riskiest assets off of our gas system. And again, there's not an authoritative body on planet Earth who would disagree with that. There are activists who would disagree with that, but those activists are not engineers, and they're not responsible or accountable for the consequences of the ruinous policies that they're promulgating.
Given what the Public Service Commission has recently approved when it comes to BGE funding, given the affordability crisis, moving forward, does BGE plan to make any changes in its infrastructure spending?
So that's a great question. So as I've said, we are always balancing affordability with the need to make sure the system is safe and reliable, always.
But will BGE continue spending at the rate that it is moving forward?
Well, looking into the future, here's the thing. I can't say that because that is dependent on commission decisions. We could go to the commission and ask for more or less of the average spending, and ultimately it's going to be up to them to approve a revenue.
Obviously, supply costs aside, for customers, continuing to look at their bills, already struggling because these bills are unaffordable, worried that their distribution rates are only going to continue going up and up and up year after year, what do you want to tell them?
So that when you're facing increased costs of so many things, the last thing you want is the prospect of another cost going up more.
But when do the rate increases stop? When do these distribution prices come down?
Well, you always have to maintain the systems. You can't just stop. You can't operate in a run to failure situation. It's not possible.
In Baltimore, Jessica Babb, Fox 45 News.
As utility bills rise, state lawmakers are proposing several bills aimed at lowering prices this legislative session, and that includes a new plan on the table called the Savings Act. Sponsors say the plan will rein in rising electrical bills by requiring utilities to prioritize cost-effective grid solutions over expensive new infrastructure. The bill will soon be heard by both House and Senate committees.
And Governor Moore has also proposed legislation to tackle energy affordability. His Lower Bills and Local Power Act calls for a $40 energy rebate in addition to previous rebates. Despite that, critics say there needs to be more long-term energy solutions.
We need real relief for ratepayers, and that's only going to be done if we increase generation within the state. The governor is now using the SEEF fund as his own piggyback to fund operations of government.
In total, $100 million from the Strategic Energy Investment Fund will be used for the roughly $40 energy rebates. This is fueled by utilities and indirectly by ratepayers. And some money from the fund is already being used to fund the state's budget deficit. The governor's relief plan also includes funding for clean energy projects, but Republican lawmakers argue the state is overspending on clean energy. I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel.